Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Turin here, and today, guys, I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live battlecast. In this battle, we are going to play the Empire, and we're going to be facing off against the Vampire Count. So, obviously there's more competitive builds using Nets of Amnatok and really kind of playing that atrocious game, but part of me, guys, wants to just go crusading. So we're going to get Volkmar the Grim. We're also going to get his War Altar of Sigmar. We're just going full deep in this right now. So we're going to get rid of Faith's Bastion. We'll keep the Grand Hammer of Sigmar. The Grand Shield of Faith is quite good as well. And Banishment. Oh, that actually gives him Banishment? How much does that cost? Oh, I guess it's only 200. Let's do it. Let's have some fun, guys. We're going full crusade now. On top of that, we're going to get some warrior priests for the front line, and if we put them on the barded horse, I guess it puts them up pretty high. But as far as their abilities go, I feel like that's too much probably. So do we want to get a witch hunter too? There's so many like crusade options to get here. But you know what? I feel like a bright wizard is, purging by fire is the best way to deal with the foul vampire count. So we're going to get the flaming sword of ruin, and do we want to get the piercing bolts? I feel like that's not terrible. Although the fireball is pretty good against like the mortis engine and whatnot. So we could get him. We're going to get the fireball. We do have the Kindle Flame synergy, which is not only going to buff Volkmar, but of course it's going to buff our Knights of the Blazing Sun. So we're going to get two of those guys, and we're going to get the Hammer of the Witches. Man, we're just going full on. We're going to get the silver bullets here, and for our front line, we're going to get mostly flagellants. Oh man, this is just has all the makings to just be a ridiculous game. So on top of that, I feel like we need some halberds, like help deal with like Blood Knights and things like that. But look how like thin everything is right now. Like we don't have much. Man, because Volkmar is just so expensive with this current kit we gave him. But, guys, it just has to happen. So I could cut them out here. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like bugged out. Sometimes it doesn't let you switch, but at least flagellants will hold the line. We do have the Sigmar Sons as well. Let's also get some spears in the back line. We're really going to need some serious performance out of this Hammer of the Witches because we're going full on Crusader Goon Squad right now. So, all right, guys, let's see what happens. Wish me luck. It's not the most competitive army composition, but you know what? The Crusade marches on. We do have the two Knights of the Blazing Sun who can get a pretty substantial power spike if you use the Flaming Sword of Ruin and then also use the Kindle Flame synergy to give them another 12% on top of that. They can become linebackers for sure. So, and we do have the War Chariot, the Volkmar War Chariot, and he does have Banishment, which I actually don't even know how that ability works. Like, I don't know if I've ever cast that in a online battle. So, I guess there's the first time for everything, guys. Let's go ahead and kind of set up back here a little bit. Man, there's not like the angling right here is a little bit awkward. I could like put the cannon up here, like right there. That actually is not a bad little angle. And then we can just like leave some spearmen behind it and they can hopefully like defend that. So good. Okay, so we have the Hammer of the Witches there. As far as our front line, it's just going to be mostly Sigmar Sons and Flagellants. I mean, they're going to get beaten down pretty badly by like Graveguard and things like that. And I'm not even going with Lore of Life. Lore of Life is going to be a very useful tool here. But we're going full dirt mode here. We're going to go ahead and get the War Altar. Where's the Banishment ability? Okay, so what does that do? So it's a vortex. It climbs. Okay, magic damage. Okay, yeah. So that's good. Okay, we're learning, guys. We're learning. We're having fun. So we're also going to get the halberds right here on the wings and just have them intercept Blood Knights or any other spooky, scary threats that come our way. In worst case scenario, we do have some AP for the main fight here. So we also have the silver bolts back here. We just have to make sure they don't get caught up by zombie summons or things like that. We're going to put our cav in this group here, and let's go ahead and put that group over there. So all right, guys. I think we're ready to go. Let's have some fun. So the Hammer of the Witches doesn't see anything as it stands right now. So we're going to advance a little bit. The Crusade definitely isn't going to bow down from any foul vampire threats. So let's push up the hill. Army sizes are pretty similar, which is fine. It probably means he has like Graveguard and things like that. And the Hammer of the Witches is going to be essential. Like if he has a Mortis engine or anything like that, we need to get the Hammer of the Witches online. Eventually, we need to like bait this battle back to this position and really make everything happen here. So, oh yeah, look at him on his epic chariot with the Knights of the Blazing Sun following up. It's pretty cool. Like, I love using thematic battles in, like, competitive matches. And honestly, like, though this build might not be, like, optimal from a competitive sense, it's probably not terrible either. Like, I think it's okay. The one thing that is a really bad matchup is the Graveguard versus the Flagellants. So the Flagellants, again, it's a little bit dicey there. So, okay, so we're not seeing our opponent yet. I don't know where the foul vampires are hiding. They're definitely out and about somewhere. So we're going to move the Hammer of the Witches up here, get the spears up there, because I have a feeling he might, like, be way deep over here. I haven't seen vampire counts corner camping, so that would be a first if he was over in the corner, for sure. But the Crusade's ready to go. We got our Knights of the Blazing Sun. Let's actually, like, mirror them out here, because he might just, like, pop out of this forest right here. Actually, I should totally be scouting. Okay. So we have the first sight of the foul vampires. So Blood Knights over there, which is fine. And, okay, so the Hammer of the Witches, we probably want to, like, position it right here and then get the spears over there. Okay, good. So the vampires are coming out of the forest. I feel like it's, like, a cinematic. Oh, zombies and a Claw of Nagash. So a bunch of heresy going on, which is always a good sign. Let's get the Knights of the Blazing Sun in position. And, you know, they'll do okay against Blood Knights. They have very good weapon strength at 42. Melee defense somewhat low. Pretty fat charge bonus, actually, when you look at it in perspective there. But, okay, so zombies mostly, all that kind of good stuff. So let's kind of posture up here, get the silver bullets kind of like up and away over here and have them, you know, get ready. And we can have the halberds protect them as well. So the halberds will be put in group 4. And the Hammer of the Witches is, man, it's so out of position for this fight. Like, this is not a great fighting position for me at all. So we're going to try and, like, yeah, draw this out for as long as we possibly can. Yeah, but I want to fight. I want to get in there. So, do we use the banishment? Do we use it? All right, let's do it. We're using it right here. Okay, so he's casting it, and okay. Oh, man, that's a long cast time. Okay, it might hit some of these guys in the back. Here we go. Ready? Here it comes. Oh, yeah, banish those foul Graveguard back to the Shadow Realm. Okay, so we got a little bit of a banishment vortex there, which is pretty fun. We do have the silver bullets, who somehow have been discovered. I mean, I didn't see them like being close, but we're going to start shooting at those banshees over there. And the Hammer of the Witches is still waddling its way over, guys. So let's get the Knights of the Blazing Sun up in the back and get ready to pressure. So that banshee's coming in pretty hot, but it's going to take a ton of fire from the silver bullets, or that one in the back is. So good. Let's get Volkmar over there on his Pimp My Ride cart, and yeah, we're gonna save our wizard in the fireball. Let's get him up on the high ground a little bit, which should be fine. The Hammer continuing to waddle. It'll be in position relatively shortly. So yeah, I guess we just try and get it like right here and get the spears in the back to protect. But yeah, Volkmar with his Pimp card is going to do pretty well against these guys because, again, he does do magic damage. So the silver bullets continue to shoot in there. We can go after these guys. Actually, he does have Vlad von Karstein, so look at that bombardment of doom. So yeah, you can see he's beaten. Nobody expects the Volkmar Inquisition, guys. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with. So thankfully, my opponent's taken a little bit of time here, allowing the Hammer of the Witches to get in position, which is fine. And yeah, he's holding back a lot of his forces and auxiliary. He does summon some zombies here, but I mean, Sigmar's sons are like all about just laying that zombie beatdown. So let's see if we can shoot at that Banshee. He does use an Invocation to Heck, which is definitely a good play here. So we're going to posture up here on the side. And do we want to like start pressuring over here? I feel like the Cav are going to like be more suited to this part of the battlefield. So Volkmar and his Pimp My Ride cart, we can continue to ride around there. Hammer of the Witches. Oh man, we're getting all the time in the world we need with this. So good. So far, so good, guys. Bit of a wild battle, a lot of posturing here. And okay, so Banishment will come off cooldown again, which is nice. So we're going to get these guys kind of back here. It looks like he's coming through with the zombie hordes. So neither of us using a terribly competitive army, but, you know, that makes for a fun battle at the end of the day, in my opinion. So the silver bullets, we want to be shooting at the Graveguard. You know, obviously the higher value units are going to be much more important here. And good. So let's get these guys kind of running up, and let's actually go around the back so we don't get any friendly fire. Oh, the zombie hordes are coming out of the forest. The hordes of hell are upon us. So the silver bullets shooting in there, doing a little bit of good work here. And let's get these flagellants to do a little bit of a cross engagement here. And I want to save my Flaming Sword of Ruin for sure. So let's move these guys up here, get these guys going here. And Volkmar, let's actually just like ride him through and have him use his bombardment. So look at him go through these guys. That's so cool. So good. So we're in position here. The Blood Knights are coming up and around. Let's get this Hammer of the Witches and just start shooting at, yeah, that Mortis engine. So we should be able to get line of sight. And yes, we can. It's not obstructed, which is great. So we're here. Let's move these halberds up and have them like push towards these kind of units and also follow up the Blood Knights. And here we want to be using these. And oh yeah, we get another banishment here, which is great. Can we reach it here? Oh man, we can't seem to get it. Where can I get it? Okay, good. So he gets the banishment there, which is great. Let's get these guys engaged as well. And yeah, so his leadership's over here. He does have Varix Reavers and some other guys. So the Crusade's about to march into the forest, guys. So wish me luck. So our silver bullets are online. They're doing some pretty good damage here. And let's actually have them start going after that Claw of Nagash, which is just essential. And we're also going to pull these guys into the middle and use the Grand Hammer of Sigmar. So the Crusade's kind of marching down the pipe here. I don't know where his Blood Knights are right now, to be honest. So these spears are defending here. If he comes back there with the Blood Knights, like that'll be pretty much all she wrote. So he does use those guys to kind of intercept here, but we're going to send one group in here and just kind of like collapse in the back of this flank. And let's also use the Flaming Sword of Ruin, which is just going to help us devastate these Graveguard over here. So good. So Volkmar's doing a pretty good job fighting in the middle. We'd have our halberds, which have intercepted some zombies, and hopefully they can like muck up those Blood Knights there. So good. Look at these Graveguard just get put down like horribly, which is great. So right now, let's also use a fireball on that bad boy to try and do a little bit of damage here. And the Blood Knights are going to get like kind of mucked up here. So yeah, we're going to intercept them. And Volkmar the Grim, let's pull him down and around like this. Let's get our Knights of the Blazing Sun back. So we're pulling back right now. We're going to switch our handgunner fire into these Blood Knights, and then we're going to re-engage here. And yeah, we don't have a flaming, but we do get that fireball. Oh, look at the damage on that. And our Hammer of the Witches, it does have a bit of an awkward slope. So if anything, like critiques of this game, like I should have just positioned that better. But again, it's kind of awkward regardless. So the halberds engage with some of those Blood Knights, and our Knights of the Blazing Sun, oh, let's get in there. Yes, charge, people. Get in there. Oh, you see Volkmar coming in on his cart, not giving two shits about any of this stuff. So we're going to pull him back, have him get with his buddies. We do have a Flaming Sword of Ruin coming up relatively shortly, so good. So let's actually see if we can get that on that Hammer of the Witches and finish it off. So we do want the silver bullets to finish off that Claw of Nagash as well. And let's get the Pimp My Ride cart in here. And we do have a Flaming Sword of Ruin in a few seconds, which is going to be really good. Granted, our front line is struggling. It's not performing terribly well. But we do have these Knights of the Blazing Sun with the fire augmentations, and let's also use that. And the Hammer of the Witches, let's kind of like, oh man, the positioning of it is so poor. But thankfully that Claw of Nagash is almost dead, so I think we're in okay shape. And a lot of his Blood Knights are taking some pretty massive damage. You can see that bad boy. Oh man, sometimes you got to make sure to change the targets. Thankfully I did catch it before they like got too far away there. But the Knights of the Blazing Sun holding the line, though the Graveguard do seem to be doing pretty well against us. And he does have Banshees and all kinds of other spooky business coming in here. So Volkmar, finish it, yes, for the Crusade. And we do see the Hammer of the Witches actually making contact, so I guess it has been hitting, which is nice. So let's start turning and shooting at some of these Banshees, get the Sigmar Suns pushing in here. Let's also get these Flagellants pushing in. And do we have any augmentations? We do have a Banishment, so let's go ahead and pop that like right here on top of all those troops. And it looks like Volkmar does finish that off, which is great. And we probably need to support him and like shoot some of these Blood Knights. Oh, look at the Banishment getting in there, just hitting my own troops, just classic stuff. So the front line's holding up relatively okay. I think it's time to like pull these spears from auxiliary and just have him help out. And Volkmar, we have this bombardment, we have the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, so let's make sure to use all that stuff. And he does get some zombies back there, which is a little bit unfortunate. So let's get my Bright Wizard in there, have him help out a little bit. Let's also use a Fireball on these Banshees in the front line, see if we can do a little bit of magic damage to those guys. So we're going to pull these guys back, and it looks like he did get a bit of a terror route situation. So we're going to push in, try and finish off some of these Blood Knights who are just doing some serious work. So let's actually, let's do a bit of a tactical retreat and see if we can regroup. So we do get that Fireball there, which is great. And we do have a Flaming Sword of Ruin, which is going to give us another like spike of power here. And good. So we're pushing in right now. The Crusade's continuing to fight on. Volkmar is having to retreat. So we're going to pull these guys back and see if we can Last Samurai some of these Blood Knights over here. And yeah, I would really like to finish off some of these Banshees, which would be a very, very nice boon here. So the Spearmen are coming up. Part of me wants to like fall back to the Hammer of the Witches and just like form a new battle line there. So Volkmar getting a little bit deep over here, chasing a little far for my liking. So we're going to pull him back, do a tactical retreat, and these Knights of the Blazing Sun need to get in there, and let's see if we can just like kind of like cut down some of these zombies. And man, we are getting hunted so incredibly hard here. So let's turn and shoot, see if we can hit some of these Blood Knights. Just continue to run with Volkmar, pulling some spears to support. Hopefully they can intercept here. And the Hammer of the Witches, we need to make sure it's shooting at some of these Blood Knights and some of these other high value targets here. So good. So we get a little bit of a rear charge there, which is nice, and hopefully he can make it to these spears, which is going to be really, really important. So the Hammer of the Witches needs to keep running. Let's go ahead and use the Grand Bombardment and just get these guys intercepting. And good. So yeah, let's shoot these Blood Knights, see if we can really put them down. So get in there, boys, do it. The Silver Bullets unfortunately being caught by Varric's Reavers, but man, our front line really just kind of like was really, really inefficient there. So we kill some of these zombies, but let's go ahead and collapse here, see if we can turn and fight, and just get these guys going. Yeah, I would say the hammer has just probably been useless this game. I don't think it's done much of anything. So we do have some halberds. Let's go ahead and pull them back and around, get them kind of regrouped here. And the Knights of the Blazing Sun, let's see if they can get on those Varric's Reavers and save these Silver Bullets, who are a very, very high value unit. We're also going to use the Face Bastion. Go ahead and see if you can do a little bit of work here. And again, we do have the support of the spears, which is nice. Let's also get that Flaming Sword of Ruin, like on this frontline fight, which is going to be very helpful. So he does get some more goodies here, unfortunately. We're going to pull these guys back, get the Hammer of the Witches, and just keep continuing to do tactical retreats. Can we hit those guys, though? That would be really nice. So Volkmar, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting he has healing. I keep like seeing him get low, and I'm like, oh, I'm just like out of this game, but he is somehow healing up. So we're going to reform ranks back here, get the Hammer of the Witches, and just like hold for a second. Just hold. Then we're going to fall back a little bit. Look at that bombardment ability just doing some massive work here. We do have some Knights of the Blazing Sun getting tar pitted a little bit, which is never a great situation. So let's pull all these guys back. We just need to like pull him into this right now. So Volkmar on his pimp cart is continuing to run from Vlad, but a lot of the Vampire Count's troops are pretty tattered, guys. I do have this one heroic flagellant. So we're going to pull around the back here, just get everything kind of back online here. Hammer of the Witches can now turn and shoot at some of these Blood Knights. And also let's get this the freaking Silver Bullets here. So we do have these guys. Let's have them actually try and knock over Vlad. And yeah, it's going to turn. And if it gets like 1 or 2 volleys into those guys, it should be able to do some serious damage. So let's go ahead and intercept. Let's get these guys in here as well. And what do we have left here? So we do have the Knights of the Blazing Sun. So let's get these guys in the back here, have them help out. And yeah, you can see this group is incredibly low right now. These Blood Knights are not in great shape. So unfortunately, he does get some more of his dudes over there. So the Knights of the Blazing Sun are able to intercept a little bit. We do have a Flaming Sword of Ruin, so let's pop that right here and just give us as much as we can. Volkmar, we want to go ahead and intercept those guys. It's really important that we get these guys back online. Let's shoot at the Varric's Reavers. He has Banshees. He has all kinds of stuff coming. The Knights of the Blazing Sun, let's get them down and around. Let's get these halberds over here. And these halberds, we can have them intercept these Graveguard, which will definitely take a little bit of pressure off our back. So, okay, so we're hopefully going to be able to get those guys. Let's get these guys over here to have them help out and just kind of like secure our back line. Hammer of the Witches needs to continue shooting. And can we get the Banshee or something? Oh, I thought he typed something to me. It sometimes says that, but it's not like actually the case. So what do we want to shoot up here? He does have some Graveguard kind of in the distance, so let's see if we can kind of clean that up. Let's get the Grand Hammer of Sigmar. And we do have, a bunch of spears coming back from routing as well. So let's pull those guys back and see if we can somehow salvage this. It's going to be very tough to kill Vlad, but hopefully we can like finish these guys off. And the Silver Bullets really, really need to get back online, guys. That's like a huge, huge issue right now. So our caster unfortunately did get broken off the battlefield. Why does it keep doing the chat symbol? For some reason or other, it is. So anyways, Volkmar's in here. He's doing a pretty good job. We do have the Halberds kind of holding the line against some of these Graveguard. We do have Sigmar's Sons coming as well. Hopefully they can kind of help, sustain here. And yeah, Volkmar, he's kind of pinned down right here. But guys, he is unbreakable. So he's gonna hold for quite some time. We do get a nice little bombardment coming in here in just a second, if I'm not mistaken. And the Silver Bullets can now turn and start shooting at those guys. We also do have another banishment right now. So let's go ahead and use that like up here on this blob. Because there's a ton of troops left. So Knights of the Blazing Sun, we need to get those guys back in there, have them help out. Volkmar is very tanky. He's putting up a good fight. He gets a really good banishment there, which is actually doing some serious work. So unfortunately, he's able to keep pressuring me with these guys, but they are crumbling. So if we can somehow save these guys, I think we'll be in good shape. So let's finish off those guys, get these guys kind of regrouped back here. And what else do we have? So we have these Knights of the Blazing Sun. Oh man, this is just so janky. So let's see if we can get on Vlad over here. I don't even know. Do we? Yeah, we chase down these Blood Knights. I think then we go after the Graveguard and we have these guys start shooting at these guys over here. Oh no, they need to finish off that Banshee for sure. She's going to be hard to kill. So we get a little knock on Vlad. He does have that -4 leadership with the Dark Aura of Grandeur. So, again, that's going to play a factor. But guys, we have all these spears coming back as well. So let's get these spears and have them push over. And just look at Volkmar on his cart, just pushing around, just 181 kills deep. And he does get the Knights of the Blazing Sun. So hopefully the Crusaders can kind of finish off this pocket. Oh yeah, we need to get this Banshee down really, really badly. That's super important. But the Hammer of the Witches crew is still in line. We do get our Wizard coming back, so let's get him, get an Arcane Conduit, and man, we need to run them over here, have those guys intercept. And yeah, we're doing good. We might be able to pull this one out. So let's use the Grand Soulfire here, which is going to be good. A lot of it will come down to just outmaneuvering Vlad. So okay, so we get some good damage. Those guys are crumbling. So let's pull up and back over here, and the Hammer of the Witches can get back online now. Unfortunately, he did break the Silver Bullets, which is really, really bad. So okay, so as far as everything else goes, what a wild cockfight. And I mean, yeah, when you play fun compositions like this, it makes the game more challenging for sure. So let's push in here. Let's go after this Banshee, and oh, the Hammer is coming back. Yes, the Hammer shall drop, and then the freaking Silver Bullets are back online as well. So as long as I don't lose Volkmar, I think I'm good. So let's kind of run him, away from Vlad, which is very, very important. And his Pit My Ride card is pretty quick. So the Hammer's back online. Let's have it turn and start just capping this Banshee, because again, the magic damage is going to be really good. So we're going to run this way. We're also going to pop all these abilities to augment our troops coming in. The Grand Hammer of Sigmar. Let's give him all the stats we can. So good. We're pushing in there. We do have the Silver Bullets back online, which is going to be very nice. We're getting some good damage in there. So here we go. Come on, finish it. And when it gets low, I can turn around and engage. Oh, the Graveguard are gone. So all he has now are these heroic units. And look at the cart. Look at it going just in all its glory. Come on, Hammer. Hammer it down. Live up to your name. So we're going to get our caster over here. We'll have the caster kind of help out. But look at the damage that Banshee is starting to take. It's starting to go down, guys. So the cannon, I should probably honestly start working on Vlad. It looks like he left. Oh, man, we did it. I can't believe we pulled that one out of the dumpster. What a cockfight. Pretty poor play on my end. I was having fun, and guys, we actually pulled it out. The Crusade lived on. They fought tooth and nail, and despite a very deceiving power bar, because at that point, I could have just cycle charged the Banshee with the Pimp My Ride cart. I could have, just crossfired him with the Silver Bullets and the Hammer. There probably wasn't any way for him to win that, especially considering my Lord is unbreakable. So, well played to my friend LSD Fun Walk. Look forward to seeing you again on Ladder. And hey, hope you guys enjoyed that Crusade cast. Let me know if you guys want to see some more thematic battles. Any ideas you guys have, just throw them in the comments below, and I will do my best to oblige. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have an excellent night.